Japan is fast becoming one of Asia's top tourist destinations. In 2009, the island nation said "Konnichiwa" to 6.8 million visitors, according to the Japan National Tourism Organization. Last year, the number had spiked to 31.2 million. While the impact of such a surge in sightseers has raised issues at a number of hotspots, a recent Japan Tourism Agency survey found that traffic jams triggered by tour buses and travelers' subpar standards when using public toilets were among the major complaints. Most of those millions stick to the same, beaten path, leaving towns and cities outside Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka clamoring for their piece of the tourist attraction action. Meanwhile, across the country, small towns are in danger of disappearing as the birth rate falls, the population declines, and younger generations flee rural Japan for urban life, never to return. In some struggling settlements, abandoned houses are practically being given away to entice people away from the bright lights of big cities, and tourism is also being touted as a potential savior. For Xiao Chun-su, a PhD candidate at the University of Tokyo, that means sex tourism. Given the willingness of AV adult video fans to spend money on their hobby, it is conceivable that many foreign fans would want to come to Japan to try something akin to the real thing, he wrote in a recent opinion piece for online news platform Asia Times. Su added that limiting sex tourism to specific areas far from current popular attractions could boost the economies of rural areas, help address the uneven distribution of travelers, and shield the sex industry's presence from major cities where most local residents and tourists are. That prostitution is technically illegal in Japan does not appear to factor in such thinking. Admittedly, Japan's anti-prostitution law specified as intercourse with an unspecified person in exchange for payment, thus allowing for several loopholes, seems to have little impact on the nation's thriving sex industry, which exists by offering, officially, at least, non-coital services such as dancing, bathing and conversation, as well as more intimate acts with specified persons, according to English-language daily The Japan Times. To sat the appetites off the flesh. Estimates suggest that the industry could be worth US $4 billion annually. Many Japanese citizens and politicians will find the prospect of their hometowns becoming sex tourist destinations degrading and a source of both logistical and moral disturbance, Su concedes. He mentions Pattaya, a destination synonymous with sex despite the authorities' best intentions, recognizing that the Thai town's sordid reputation wouldn't be particularly reassuring to skeptics. Su is not the first to float the idea. Quoting an article published in Japanese men's magazine Spot last May, online newspaper Japan Today questioned whether the capital's sex industry might be moved elsewhere ahead of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. There are those who say it adds up to an economic revival for the regions, said Spot, echoing Su's suggestion that opening up sex tourism for foreigners in designated areas outside major tourist destinations could be an effective solution to reduce the existing patterns of tourism inequality. Sex tourism certainly isn't the only way of distributing tourists around Japan. Other, more palatable projects have seen success. In Yoshino, a town with only 6,700 residents in Nara Prefecture, a community-led Airbnb property, Yoshino's Cedar House, has helped attract international visitors to a region once known for its cedar forests. Run by a collective of 31 residents, many of whom still work in the timber industry, the property has evoked a spirit of renewal in the town, according to a recent Quartz article. Destinations known doubts whether the same sense of pride would be aroused were the municipality known not for its cedar house but instead for a house of ill repute. Copyright C. 2019. South China Morning Post Publishers Limited. All rights reserved.